and he is with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Les, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Chris, how are you? Great show. You're amazing. Just a couple things here. One, you mentioned earlier how deferential Belichick was to Parcells and that thing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm 35, 36, so I really know Belichick, the last 18 years. I could not believe it, how he came across and the relationship there.
I thought, you listen, no question about it. It's, one of the few guys that Bill is indebted to in his career. I think Jimmy Johnson's a guy Belichick loves too. But and I do think Belichick is a completely different person than you and I know. I think if you probably got a chance to hang out with him a little bit and kept it to yourself and didn't tell people and just hung out with Bill Belichick, I think you'd find him probably very engaging. I mean, I believe it or not, none of us are going to get a chance to do it, but I think that's the case. Right. I think the great thing about the documentary, the thing that is the most important thing about that documentary, it lets you forget Parcells. And Bill's got his own, and Bill's one of the all-time greats. And down deep, Bill's a good man. But the great thing about Belichick in that documentary is that you get a chance to see him a little bit. He allows you to get a chance to see the other side of Belichick, and that is why I would completely recommend it. That is the most important thing. This is the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. This is the top, Lombardi, but this is the top 8 to 10 coaches in the history of American sport you're talking about. Think about it. This is the top, Wooden, Krzyzewski, Knight, Scotty Bowman. I mean, think about it. Obviously, Lombardi, Casey Stengel. This is one of the top 8 to 10 coaches in the history of of collegiate or professional American sport. And you get a chance for an hour and a half to see him in a different light. And that's why the documentary is a must-see. Simple. Nothing else to say. Les, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. And, the other thing was that explanation he gave once he resigned, as the HC of the NYJ, and the depth at which he explained himself, it was just, it was remarkable. I didn't realize that he would go into that.
Yeah, he did. The ownership scared the heck out of him. I think maybe following Bill scared a little bit of him. He knew he had the Patriot job in reserve. I think there's a couple things about that are interesting. And you could tell, and that's the thing that Parcells did for Belichick that we give him credit for. Remember, he leaves the Jets in a lurch. Parcells resigns. Belichick's the head coach because it was in his contract. And in that period there, he decides to bail out on the Jets to go coach the Patriots. So Bill Parcells theoretically could have prevented Belichick from doing that. But he realized he don't want to coach here. I did the same thing he did when I left a couple places. So he's under contract here, but let me go figure out a way and to work out an agreement. So what did Parcells do? As now the executive of the Jets, remember now, Leon Hess is dead. And Woody Johnson hadn't been the owner yet. Or if he hadn't been approved, whatever. Well, I'm not sure of the timing. But what did Bill do? Bill called Kraft. And Bill and Kraft worked out compensation for Belichick. And so if Bill did not do that for Belichick, Belichick may have not coached the Patriots. It may have been Dom Capers, as Kraft says in the show. So in essence, if you think about it, you can make an argument that Bill is the reason of why Belichick is even coaching New England. You can make that argument. So as a result of Bill allowing Belichick to go to New England, he drafts Brady, and now he becomes, an instant classic. He becomes a legendary. You don't think Bill understands that you don't think Belichick is thankful for Parcells letting him do that? You think if they do a 30 for 30 on Bill and Parcells agreed to it, and the director calls up Belichick and say, Bill, hi, I'm so-and-so. I got Parcells to do a deal with you, Bill, and Bill's going to do it. You think Bill's going to say no? Or you think Bill's going to say, you know what, if Parcells is doing it, I got to do it? What do you think? After Bill let him get out of his contract with the Jets to go coach the Patriots to get compensation from Kraft. What do you think? You don't think Belichick's going to sit down with Parcells and talk about this? Now, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. I tell you, Belichick, you know, though, I've always said this. I love the coaches. You know that. Riley, Lombardi, Belichick, Saban. You know that. I find a coach far more interesting than a player. I love the players because they do things that nobody can do. So I love the game aspect. I love. But the way the coach deals with how he coaches, I find much more interesting. Much more interesting. Cornerbacks come and go. Shortstops come and go. Two guards come and go. The coaching, the great coaching, is legendary. Now, the great two guard's legendary. Who doesn't love Jordan? But the average two guard, me much. You love the coaching. Popovich. How many times have I talked about Popovich? I love another guy we can't get on. It's funny. I love the coaches, but I can't get anybody on. Belichick doesn't do it. We can't get Saban. Riley wouldn't come on if I was on my deathbed doing a show. Riley wouldn't do it. Popovich doesn't know us. He don't know. It is my body. Well, Lombardi's dead. I can't get anybody. Krzyzewski comes on, but he's got a relationship with Sirius, so we get lucky. I can't get anybody. Nobody loves the coaches more than me. Half these talk shows can't stand the coaches. I love them. I can't talk to them. Write a book, we get them in. And the unfortunate thing is the guy who writes the books is guys like Rex Ryan. They come in. How come Saban doesn't write a book and do a little tour and come to Sirius and give me 40 minutes? Well, you know what? They don't know who you are. Drives you crazy. Carlisle in Virginia. He's our Mad Dog Unleashed. Carlisle, good afternoon. How are you today?
Chris, doing well. Let me ask you a question. I'll get off the topic I was calling just for 1 second. That 8 to 10 coaches, I'm a Pat Riley lover. Do you put Pat Riley in that 8 to 10 coaches?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And he won 5 championships. So he won 4 championships with the Lakers. He won a championship with the Heat. He was successful with the Knicks. I think myself, he's top 4 in the history of the NBA. Jackson, Auerbach, Popovich, and him. I'm probably missing somebody. People would put Red Holtzman in there. I understand that. But Jack Ramsey obviously has got to be in there. But he's the top 4 or 5 coach in the history of the NBA. You could come up with a couple of NHL coaches. Myself and his persona and all about him, Riley, to me, is top 10 all time. Now, a lot of people wouldn't put him that high. I would. He's tremendous. I
definitely would. And here's the other thing, too. I know this is not just coaching, but his career, Phil goes to New York, the train wreck. Riley slides right into that front office and gets a few more championships. I mean, I just think the guy's awesome myself. Couple quick football points, or one quick football point. I agree, and we all understand we can't take anything away from Belichick, but we have also seen with some of these genius types, their ego get in the way. And I actually just was interested yesterday. I had tuned into that 98.5, the Sports Hub. I kind of had them streaming on one of my devices just to see what the New England feeling was about losing the Super Bowl. And I heard that Kraft had made a comment that we've got to get our egos back in check and go after, some more Super Bowls. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe that had something to do with the Garoppolo and him wanting to get rid of him, and maybe Belichick not. So sometimes these egos get in the way, and maybe he let something with this guy get personal and just didn't play him. I mean, it happens.
No question about it. I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of it, but Butler came out today and said nothing to it. I didn't miss a meeting. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. It's hard to knock Belichick, though, folks. When it comes to coaching decisions, it's hard to knock him. I know a lot of hosts out there want to knock him, and a lot of media guys, Shaughnessy, and me, I understand. But, boy, I tell you, do it at your own risk. Do it at your own risk. Would you knock Lombardi? At your own risk. Steve Torrey.
Hi, how are you, Chris?
You're funny today.
Thank you very much.
Things good?
Yeah, things are good.
Very good.
How about you?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I love the coaches. You know that. I never get them on, but I love the coaches.
I heard you screaming and yelling a while
We can't
ago.
get Saban. We can't get Riley. We can't get Belichick. We can't get Popovich. I mean, we can't. I don't know what it is. We can't get a coach to sit down for 20 minutes. Chris, let's go. Let me give you my thoughts. We can't get anybody on. You want to put on. Mike Schmieder writes a book. You want to go out there and. Somebody's patrolling through Sirius with, here's Elgin Baylor, write a book. Fine, they want to sell something. But as far as pick up the phone and calling up the Spurs, Mad Dog wants to talk to you. Who, what? No.
Let me ask you this.
Riley wants to come. No. Who, what? I'm not doing that. I mean, Belichick, pick up the phone. Bill, I need you. Nope. So we can't get the
Can
coaches.
I ask you a
This
question?
is supposed to be a big show.
May
we
I
can't
ask
get
you
the coaches. Yeah, you may continue.
Can you name one other sports talk show host in this country that can get Belichick, Popovich, Saban? Who was the other one?
Oh, Riley.
Oh, Riley. Yeah, he comes on radio stations all the time.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point.
I am?
How many sports talk show hosts in this country have been on the air for 35 years?
So basically you're knocking yourself, is what
No,
you're saying.
well, basically, how many sports talk show? What? Carroll's been on, a decade? How many sports talk shows have been on 30? And he's the number 2 guy. How many?
That's true, according to one poll.
How many? And I'm not. How many sports talk show hosts have been on for 35 years?
There's not many.
How many sports talk shows did a local show in New York for 2 decades? Only Mike. How many?
You did.
Okay, how many? I've been on Sirius. And, I know it's Sirius, but been on Sirius for a decade. How come we can't get him on?
And we're happy that you're here.
We can't pick up the phone and get Nick Saban on the phone.
Did you try?
Yeah, I think. We can't pick up the phone and say, Nick, congratulations.
He was on our college channel, ESPNU Radio.
I'm not interested in that. We can't get him on. Tell me, you're the program director.
I'm baffled. I would think Chris Russo would carry us.
I don't expect Belichick to come on now. He just lost. He's not going to do anything. I get that.
Not going on anywhere.
But there's been times in the last decade that you could put. But they won 5,000 champions. There's a time that Bill said, you know what? I'll do Russo for 20 minutes. Let's talk about coaching. We can't get him.
Well,
Molly can't get Popovich. Popovich won plenty. We can't get Greg Popovich to a phone. How come?
Well, it's good. Now we got to keep...
He does it. Yeah, we can have I'll bring him in the studio. Fly him to New York, give him a glass of wine. We can talk. Duncan, Ginobili, Robinson, the NBA. I even throw in Trump. You can kill him for 10 minutes. I mean, we can't do that.
Well, you always...
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Well,
You're the program director.
Can I give you an answer? You always say that you have to try to make your own breaks. You got to go out there now. So maybe
I get the
next
managers.
time Popovich is in town with the Spurs, you should go out to Brooklyn or the Garden and say, "Hey, Chris Russo."
Well, we get the
10 minutes.
We get the baseball guy. We get Bochy.
You didn't answer my question.
I'll get that in a minute. We get Bochy on. We get LaRue. We get LaRusso. We get the baseball guys.
Terrific.
We have no issues with the baseball. We get Roberts. We get we get most of the we have Torrey, Francona. We get but we cannot get the baseball, the football, the Bears, the hockey. We can't get them. Now, why is that?
Oh, the hockey, you get plenty.
We do. We got Sullivan. But why is that?
Well, the guys you have mentioned are extremely difficult to get.
Nick Saban is difficult after he won another championship?
Oh.
It's not like he hasn't won. We're not asking him to come on after they lost to Georgia. They beat Georgia.
Maybe we have to do a better job in our pursuit.
Popovich won't come on. They've won than me. He's one of the great coaches of all time. We can't get him. Why can't he get him on?
He's too busy.
You're the program director. Do you write letters to these organizations saying our host would like to get these? He's going to retire soon.
Letters.
Our host,
yes.
Our host would like to get you
I
on?
sent a letter, and I sent the pigeon off last week. I hope it got there.
I'm serious.
Yes.
Are you saving these guests for yours with you and Danny? I don't know. You tell me.
Danny who?
Canal. My point is we can't get him on.
Yeah, well, we obviously we have to figure out a better way to try to make these efforts to make this happen.
You know I love the coach. Do I love the coaches? Yes or no?
You love the coaches.
Okay. Do we get the coaches on?
Sometimes.
Who? Exactly. There's only one great coach in the football. Do we get him on? There's only a couple great coaches in the NBA. Do we get him on? There's only a baseball we get on thanks to the MLB Network. Leave that alone. There's a couple of great coaches in college basketball. I mean, we get Krzyzewski. We don't get Bill Self on. We'll get Calipari because, we've
Bill
known
Self came on the Top 10 show one year.
Oh, he did?
I think I interviewed him, actually. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to come on again.
We get Krzyzewski. I'll give you that.
Yeah, we do all right with the college hoops.
We get Krzyzewski. We get Jay. Jay's a great coach. We get him. Jay Wright.
College hoops were good.
All right. I get off the beaten path. Things okay with you?
Yeah. You're not bad.
All right. Anything going on in sport? Anything I need to know? We know about the, go ahead. Tell me about Malcom Butler.
Yeah, well, he released a statement basically in response to the rumors that of why he was benched in the Super Bowl. Would you like me to read the quote?
No, I get the idea.
All
He
right.
was fine. I hope it did not miss a curfew. Did not do anything like that. Go ahead.
Remember the Georgia quarterback Jacob Eason? He is now transferring to Washington because
Good move.
He's got nowhere to go.
I understand that.
And Tony Clark is not pleased.
Clark annoyed at Manfred. The integrity of the sport. I mean, again, do the baseball player sound like a bunch of babies? How come when they get and by the way, here's Tony Clark's thought. Since the Angels have had Pujols and gave him $275 million, how many championships they won?
0.
Since the Tigers gave Cabrera that money, how many championships they won?
That would be none.
Okay. That's all you want to know.
Yep.
How many? Since the Yankees gave Ellsbury $155 million, how many championships they won?
Don't remind me.
How about Robinson Cano when he got $240 million? How many championships they won?
Well, let him get to the playoffs first.
There you go. Thank you. So I mean, what? So can we get to the bottom line? When you give the big contracts, how many championships these teams win? May I ask?
0.
Am I right or wrong?
You're
Steve?
100% right. That's why I'm worried about the Yankees taking on Stanton.
How many championships did A-Rod win with Texas? Did I miss that? $250 million.
Yep.
How'd that work out?
Not too well.
For the Rangers. Did that work out pretty good? How about Kevin Brown? He signed $150 million with the Dodgers. They win a championship?
Nope.
Jeez.
You're on to something here.
Come on. Big contract does not mean big wins. Okay. Ready to go? No, you're done.
Yeah, I'm finished.
All right, we'll see you then. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Take a time out here on Mad Dog Unleashed.